What's up guys? Today I'm going to show you a really great tool that I've been using for the last couple of years to help me have foresight of what's coming up for the rest of the year so that I can really plan accordingly for events, for different projects that I'm involved in, for different business launches, and really anything in between. Major events are going to take up a good amount of time that you have to make sure that you can plan for, you can really see at a glance, and then take action on those things and take action on the days where nothing is coming up, and it'll make more sense as we get into this. Now, I got this idea from Ali Abdal, who's full of good ideas, and he got this from one of his mentors, one of his business mentors, and it really works a treat. So let's just dive in. Let me just show you what this looks like. So this is the year at a glance calendar, and yes, it's not inside the Google Calendar. This is a Google Sheet, and it's super easy to put together. Now, before we go on, if you want to build this yourself, it's easy to do, absolutely. But if you do want the template, you can just comment the word template below and I will send it over to you, and you can go from there. It'll take a little bit of time and painstaking energy out of building this out yourself. So you can see what we have here, right? We have the months of the year up at the top as we go through all this right here. And then we have the days of the month down the left-hand side for each month. And then the little colors are the weekends. So Saturday, Sundays are always going to be in colors, just so you can plan accordingly and see what's coming up. Now, why would I use this instead of Google Calendar, you may be asking? Well, you don't use it instead of it. You use this in conjunction with it. So Google Calendar, for me, I look at what's going on with my day, maybe my week, more of a shorter end, even with the month. But if I really want to look ahead so I can plan, so I can strategically look at what's coming up, this is the thing I use. I probably look at this every day to 2 days, just so I know what I have to start working towards and planning for. So what do you add to this? Well, important things really is what you want to kind of keep the marker at. So let me just kind of go through some of my year here, and I'll show you kind of what I put in here. So January, and at the time of filming this, guys, this is July 11th. So we are right here in this little box. So this is July 11th today, just so you know. So you can see at the start of the year here, January, I had a virtual event that we ran for Atlas Alliance, which is awesome. Then we went to Nashville for 3 days for Atlas Alliance again to work on our live event that's coming up in September. And then the rest of the year, the rest of that month wasn't too crazy. I had a wedding anniversary there, so always add those in, guys. Don't forget to add in the wedding anniversary. And likewise, don't forget to add in your wife's birthday. Those are the two ones that go in there first, because if you remember those, life is good. But you can see when I look at this, so say it was January today, I could look at the first kind of quarter, January, February, March, and I could be like, okay, you know, there's a couple things going on, but like I don't have like slammed agendas. I don't have a ton of projects. I don't have a ton of events or trips that are coming up that I really have to plan for a lot. I have a trip right here, obviously, that was in March, but this was spring break. This was Disney World with the kids. So it was a ton of fun. I didn't have to do really work building up to that, right? So I could look at the first quarter and be like, okay, cool. Q1's actually pretty quiet. I have my day-to-day business that I need to do. I have like different things that are coming up, but I do have some time where I can strategically work on different things throughout the weeks. So it's nice just because I knew there wasn't any painstakingly big things going on. Now, if I look at Q2, starts to get a little bit busier, right? So now I can start planning my time and energy accordingly. So if people reached out to me and said, hey, you know, in Q2, when would be a good time that maybe we could work on something together? Well, I could look at this easily and be like, you know what, this week here is pretty easy. So are the last couple of weeks in May. Like June, I've got a lot going on, right? Summer break starts, so like kids are going to be home. There's a lot going on. Then I'm in New York and Boston, and then I've got, you know, a bunch of other things coming in here. So I can kind of look at this and say, well, May might be the best month to either work on a new project or collaborate with someone or really do some business planning and CEO work because I've got time. April was a little different. Again, we had an Atlas virtual event, and then we had another trip to Nashville to plan for September. So you can see now that if we're looking at this, it's easy now to kind of plan for things. I can plan for my energy management and just see what's coming up. And it's such a great and easy tool to use. Now, let's kind of keep on moving here into kind of current quarter that we're in right now. And let me just show you a little quick trick what we do here. what you want to do is when these months pass, so say January just got done, all you would do here is hide that column and then hide that column. And if it's February, now cool, we've got a clean slate. I don't need to look back at what happened, because what can happen here is if you keep working and you're in July like we're in right now, if I kept all of this open, it would be quite a lot to look at. And I'll show you what that means. You can see that obviously there right now. But if we hide everything, my keyboard's over here, hold on, click. If we hide all of these ones, June as well, hold on, click, boop. If we click that arrow and we hide those columns, boom. Now I can just see what the rest of the year is like. So like I said, it's July 11th right now. So I was in Calgary there with Mike doing some planning again for the September event. But this week has been, not too much craziness going on. So I had some energy. I had some time to work on different projects. I'm heading out for the rest of the month. I'm going to a Tony Robbins event here, and then we're running another virtual event. So I know really that this time here, I should be spending working on this event and different things coming up. Then I've got a speaking engagement, and I'm not going to take you through my entire life right here, but but you can see why this is so good, because I can really start to look and see if I need to focus on things. I'm speaking right here at an event in Detroit for the Build event, so I know that I'm going to have to put time in here and probably here to make sure that my presentation is dialed in and I've got that all good to go so I can crush it. Then in September, this is the big one. This is the Atlas Alliance Summit. This is our first big live event. This is such a huge undertaking. If you want more information, you can go to atlasalliancesummit.com. We have an incredible lineup of speakers that are going on. If you're watching this after September, then you kind of missed out. Hopefully you come to the next one. But now I can look at Q4 and look at this. October, November, December is pretty quiet so far. So what does that mean? Why is this important? Well, it means I know that I can put time and effort into different projects, different businesses and stuff that I'm working on in Q4. This can really be a great runway quarter for 2025, right? I can do a lot of work here for different things. So this is a really, really great thing to do. And honestly, I didn't really get it until I filled it in for myself. And sometimes you don't really realize how busy you actually are until you put this in. I was like, oh my gosh, Q3 is bonkers. I've got a lot going on here. But if you start to add in these different things, I typically add in trips away, launches, virtual events, things that I'm involved in that I'm like, I have to be present for that exact time. And I have to know that I have to start planning and putting work into these different things. Because if I just look at Google Calendar, it's hard sometimes to look at just the day, just the week, the month, and really start to plan things out in the long term. And this is why this works so well. So like I said, guys, this is super easy to set up. You can do it yourself. Like I said, if you want the template, just put template in the comments and I'll get that over to you. But this has been a complete game changer for me for the last couple of years. I've been using this nonstop, and it's really been working well for me to manage my energy and also manage expectations, right? I can say to my wife, hey, listen, September's crazy. I've got XYZ coming up, and we can put that in there. I can show her and she can be like, cool, no problem. I know in September or the month before, you're going to be doing a ton of work on this specific thing. And it just really helps with expectations as well as energy management. So grab this template or build it yourself, whichever one you want to do, but I can't recommend this highly enough. It really has changed the way that I look at my year and plan things accordingly. So hopefully this helps you. If you want more stuff on calendars, check this video out right here. This is exactly how I set up my Google Calendar to work with my days, my week, and my month going forward. So until the next time, guys, be well. See you soon.